How are you showing up? Are you feeling free? I would assume not. We keep on hearing about restrictions on how to stay home and with the COVID-19, other kinds of concerns that we might have. And I am excited to share with you how you can be free using meditative movements. Now, I wear the sign on top of my head for several reasons. One is so that you can understand that affirmations are a huge part of the program. And you'll see that. We'll be doing some physical movements, you'll add the breath, and then the affirmations are what makes it so unique and so very, very powerful. So that's exciting. I also wear it on top of my head because we're going to get outside of our comfort zone. Usually when I present at conferences and doing workshops, people aren't as out of their comfort zone as they already are. So I hope you're feeling safe and that you are in a position where you can relax and enjoy and learn about how meditative movements can help you be free even with the pandemic. Yes, 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 we can. So I am again excited to have you here, and if you have questions, you'll be able to contact me later. I believe that we're all being invited to really wake up and understand how very powerful we are. And again, based on what's happening in our external world, we might say, no, that's not happening. What it does offer us is the opportunity to go further within. And so the agenda, or why I wanted to have this class, was that you could understand why the program exists, as well as explore some mind-body concepts. I'll also be talking about the University of Minnesota research done on the technique. And then you'll be able to practice the movements. I want you to be able to do them during your routine day so you can experience their power. And then ideally creating a community of like-minded people so that you can connect on a deeper level. We can talk about things that really matter. So with that intention, I want to share a little bit more. I am the creator of the technique. It's called Meditative Movements. And I was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, in a large Catholic family. I was number 4. Actually journaled about that a little bit today, what being number 4 can mean. And having those siblings created a different environment for me, as well as there were some traumatic experiences that I had growing up. And the first one that I'd share is about my brother Jimmy dying. Now, I would have been a little over 7 and he was 3.5. Had been sick for quite a while, and you can just imagine the stress that was on my family, not only financially, but emotionally, and that really took a toll. And because we don't talk about death, at least we didn't in my family, then I had all these wild ideas and a lot of fear. I talk about how fear and all of these emotions that I wasn't able to process, grief, actually got physically stored in my body. And that's what they're finding with the science now, that not only if you're not able to process your emotions, right, their feelings in your body, their mental flow, that they get stored in your mind and your physical body. And that's why the modalities that are available in meditative movements in particular really deals with working the physical body to move that energy, to be able to focus on staying present because we're in this moment, and then being able to release any of those things that no longer serve us. And then really to build up our core, because we want to be self-resilient. We want to be able to have outside things happen, whether they're hurricanes or tornadoes, and to ultimately feel safe and very connected. So we know that even mosquito can give us Lyme's disease. Now, how do we live in a world where we know all of those dangers that exist and really feel like life loves us, it's here for us, and how can we be our best selves? So hopefully some of those things will be answered for you. I know we have Probably a lot of questions that you're going through with maybe why is this happening, if you've lost your job, or maybe you're a nurse or a doctor that's actually caring for people and you are concerned about your own safety and that of your family. So if you are in those roles, I do appreciate everything that you actually do. So again, thank you for that. Back to my story. So I grew up in that family. I got pregnant when I was 17. By the time I'm 23, I'm divorced. I have 3 small children, 5, 3, and 1. I worked as Ellie from the Deli. I worked at Byerly's, if you're familiar with those stores in Minnesota. And what I found there was that, wow, really feeling overwhelmed. And yet what I started to learn was the power that I had in the moment, and when I exercised that, I could make changes that help my physical body, my mental and emotional state, and my spiritual state. And I would assume you might be feeling some of the same things. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. You don't know how long it's going to be lasting, the COVID-19, and you're concerned about, will you have enough? And so imagine me, I'm at 23 and I was a smoker. I'm in the kitchen with a girlfriend about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, had had a lot of cups of coffee. I wasn't treating my body well, smoking probably on my 12th cigarette of the day. And so I'm shaking, right? Because I probably hadn't eaten much. And so now I'm nervous and I'm complaining to the girlfriend, wasn't telling her, my life's great. And I wouldn't have been able to wear the sign. I was not free at all. All of my past conditioning weighed me down so much that I did not feel free at all. Well, the oldest daughter, Tina, comes in from being outside. You know, that's like if you're inside the house, it can feel very dark. And in my mind, it was as dark as it was inside the house. And Tina comes in from outside, right? It had been sunny, a breath of fresh air comes with her. She opens up the refrigerator and pulls out an apple. And my mind screamed, put that apple back. You say, Ellie, that's a little drastic. Remember, I'm making $80 a week. Ellie from the Deli. And that, I felt better about having it in the refrigerator than having her eat it. So maybe you're experiencing that too. You know, will you have enough? So I'm sitting there listening. I did hear that scream in my head. And then a thought came to me. You have everything you need in this moment. And it came again. You have everything you need in this moment. And I've wondered, have you had that thought? You have everything you need in this moment? Well, I want you to experience that now. So place your body in a comfortable position. I invite you to close your eyes if you want. That indicates to the body that you're going within. And I want you to focus your attention on your breath. No effort to control it. And we have a lot of thoughts that are going in our mind. You're going to give your mind this comfort. I have everything I need in this moment. So you continue to breathe, you repeat, I have everything I need in this moment. And I'll time it, it'll be very short. Breathing, I have everything I need in this moment. When you're ready, opening up your eyes. And you do have everything you need in this moment. The problem comes in when you think about your past or you're thinking about the future, not knowing what to expect. When you're fully present, you can feel your power. You can feel that connection that you have. You are life. And if you like Eckhart Tolle's work, which I do, he says that. Whenever you're fully present in this moment, there is no stress. It's only our minds that can take us again to the past or into the future. So when you center yourself, you're fully present in this moment. You can be happy. You can put a sign on top of your head. Yes, you are free, because you are free in this moment. So that's a simple thing that you can do. Focus on your breath. And that's why the meditative movement is so important, because those 50 to 70,000 thoughts that we have in our head going on, if you're not aware of them, you're actually responding. Your emotions follow, your behavior follows. And when you can take control and start adding new messages in, you'll find your life changing like mine did. So this is a simple thing to do. There's also some good ways, and I call it focused mind breathing. There's different kinds of meditations. I'm going to call it this because some people are opposed to meditation. They think there's a religious affiliation, and actually there is for a lot of the different types of meditations. If you're new to meditation and want to try Deepak and Oprah's, you could look on it in the internet, and I think you'd be very happy. The one that I participated in was a 21-day. You learn so much. It has visualization in it. It's different. The type that I'm going to offer you, you can do anywhere. And I highly recommend that you do find things that you can do. So if you're on a break, if you're in the bathroom, if you're waiting for your coffee, that's why I like people use the meditative movement technique in all of those ways. And back to the focused mind breathing, this one you can do anywhere. A lot of the meditations might use a mantra, and that's kind of the same as an affirmation. They're simple statements. And if you ever have someone, if you go into a meditation and they use Om, 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 that's a chant that they're doing. If you ever have or hear them say Mo, Mo, know that they're dyslexic. You're supposed to laugh. Hopefully it's enjoyable, right? We need to lighten up. In this moment we can. So back to the focused breathing with your mind, you place your body in a dignified position. Some of the meditations, if you practice, they are very specific on what you can do. This, you have full freedom. If you feel like laying down, do that. If you feel like standing, do that. It's similar to meditative movements. The only rule is that you not hurt yourself. So whatever position you want to be in. Again, I invite you to close your eyes, signals to the body that you're going within. If you want to keep them open, again, you're in charge. You can have a downward gaze. So whatever works best for you. And then you're going to focus your attention on your breath, noticing how it's coming into your body and then leaving. No effort to control it. Now, it is important to recognize that if you chest breathe, and that's how a lot of us are breathing, that causes anxiety and fear. And if you've had the good fortune to watch a baby or breathe, they belly breathe, very trusting, very vulnerable. And so I'll invite you to practice that, because for a lot of us, we were doing that, and then we were taught things that aren't that helpful. I believe people are all doing the very best they can. My parents were, my siblings were, my teachers, everybody that was around me at that time, yet we're learning more things, and I can move past that. So I invite you to practice deep breathing, inhaling. And when you do that, your stomach ought to extend with air. As you exhale, it ought to go back in. So you're inhaling and exhaling. And then if your exhalations are longer than your inhalation, you'll actually relax more. So I invite you to try that as well. And I'll count, inhaling 1, 2, exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue with a breathing rhythm that feels right for you. And then we're going to add the affirmation. I can, and I recommend you do that on the exhalation, because life comes to us. Life wants us to be here. And we're going to respond to life with I can. So try it. You're inhaling, exhaling, I can. Awesome. When you're ready, opening up your eyes. Hopefully you're feeling your personal power increasing. Because I like the adage, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. I like being right, and I want to be right with I can. Right? Very important that you can do whatever is in front of you. You find that strength, that connection to your source, which is life, that wants you to be here, and you can do amazing things, right? So I can. Focusing that your attention. We have these wonderful phones. I don't know how you use yours. It would be beneficial to set a timer, and then you can practice so that you can keep your eyes closed. You can really feel that power as you practice the I can breathing. Now that we did inside, right? We did it internally, I can. So you know about my divorce. You know about my financial situation, Ellie from the deli making my $80 a week. Well, I was also a smoker. Weighed 100 pounds and thought I was fat. And the book that changed my life to teach me about affirmations, which is the best one, if I had to recommend one in the world, and I love so many of them, I love the work I'm doing because I keep on reading and finding new resources, was You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Awesome book. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And she talks about affirmations, the power that they have. We only live in the present moment. So if you find, and awareness is key, that you're saying to yourself, oh, I can't do this, you could say, oh, I can. And then maybe I choose to do this. So the Meditative Movements has 140 movements, and I choose as one too. So back to my story, I used the affirmations then, and she uses different ones, meaning like, oh, I love smelling good, right? Because I'm knowing that you're going to quit smoking. And so there's a lot about visualization as well, and the power in the now when you state the affirmations. And I use core value affirmations throughout the meditative movement technique. You'll learn more about those. So I started doing the affirmation, was successful quitting smoking, and you know what I started to do? Gain 5 pounds a month, and I'm good at math, so I figured you'll be 60 pounds heavier in a year, and I don't want to do that. I didn't want to go back to smoking, and this is very common. If you are addicted to something, sometimes you just find another addiction that maybe is more socially acceptable. Still doesn't help you because you're not dealing with the core. The core hurts that you might have, and that's why they're releasing meditative movements to help you do that. Similar to when my brother Jimmy died, there was a lot of grief, and I was able to process. I release grief. I release anger. A lot to release when you start discovering that it was shoved down. So again, all emotions, all feelings are good. They're meant to flow. The problem comes in when you repress them, deny them, or cover them up. Covering them up would be that eating, right? The smoking. It doesn't work out so well because you keep on getting buried and add more weight. So I started thinking, well, you're spending 50 cents on a pack of cigarettes, and I know there are a lot more. I was addicted. And so I'm going to take that money and I'm going to pay a babysitter. Remember, I'm divorced, to come. And I thought, isn't that interesting? I don't want to spend my money on something good. I was willing to do it on the cigarettes, and I thought, I can do this, right? I was practicing my I can mantra. And so I paid a babysitter, and I would walk down to Lake Phalen. It's a lake that's about 3 miles around. It was about a mile from my house, and I wasn't in good shape at all. So that was an effort just to walk down there. And in order for me to continue to do it, I said, I can. And I repeated it. And as I walked around, well, I didn't walk around Lake Phalen in the beginning, I just walked down to it because I wasn't strong. Even didn't have tennis shoes that were very good for me. And what I found is maybe I would cry. I can, because I needed that. I don't know if you've needed emotional support. People telling that you can, you're good enough, you're valuable. And I realized that I needed to do that for myself. That I'm 23 years old. Am I to go to my mother and say, Mom, would you say that I'm valuable? She hadn't been doing that for herself, so she couldn't give it to me. And so I could do it for myself. And that's where we own our personal power. Take charge, owning your power and giving yourself what it is you need. That's the ultimate in self-care, right? You're not selfish. You're giving yourself what you need. And so I walked around the lake saying, I can. And I was successful. And I want you to be able to practice that movement. All of us move. All of us are able to think. And so for you, and I'm right, you can walk. You can recommend it highly to go outside. When Tina came in with that fresh air, makes a huge difference. Now, based on whatever your state's rules are for restrictions, I hope you can go outside. If you're not able to, you can walk around wherever you live. I had surgery a while back, a couple years ago, and that's what I did. I walked around and I did my affirmation, I can. Right? Setting that timer if you're concerned, right? Can I do it for 2 minutes? Yes, I can. And you do it, and then you build. Similar to with me and the walking, I got stronger. You'll get stronger. The mind won't be fighting so much anymore, I can. It's going to actually like it, right? You're going to go, oh, this feels good. I like it. I'm going to keep on doing it. And that's what happened. So I was able to then I walked all the way around the lake. And I did have somebody that joined me for a while, helped me to get through that. And then I found, I started to have goals. I want to be able to run around the lake. And I did do it. And then I expanded that, and I want to be able to run marathons. And I did do that. So it's fun to be able to start out slow, right? It feels good. You know you can do it. And then if you have higher aspirations, you do it in a way that it feels good and you know you can do it. Now that's if you're doing kind of an exercise. You can also do it when you're maybe being asked, like if you have small kids and your child's crying, you can breathe and say, I can get up and get you. What this technique also does is gives you more power to maybe ask for help. I can do this, and I can ask someone to help me. So if that's your situation, I hope that that's something that you might be able to do. Our restrictions make it a little more creative. You get to be to find those, but really taking charge. So you can add the I can, even getting out of bed. I can do this. And you'll find that the core value affirmations with the I can, because none of us know what to expect. And that's why it was very important to me. I wasn't saying this is how it's going to be, because I didn't know. We don't know what's to come. And the I can just positions it, gives you confidence, right, that you can handle whatever it is that comes into play. So that was the first meditative movement, really born out of my pain of the addiction. I didn't want to go back to smoking. I didn't want to gain weight. So then it is, what do I want to do? I want to feel good. I want a strong body. And I hope you want that too. Strong-minded body. And most of all, I wanted the emotional support. And I was finally getting it. I was giving it to myself, which is awesome. So meditative movements has about 140 different movements, can be cardio, flexibility, and balance, strengthening. And so when I go in and do a presentation or teach or at a conference, do a keynote presentation, I like to share the technique with others. So this is the I Can Too. It's a little different. It uses the arm. You have a fist clench. You're going to reach up as high as you possibly can, feel the stretch, and then come back down. So rule for meditative movements is it doesn't hurt. So if this is all the higher you can lift your hand, that's good. If you can just open up your hand, that's awesome. You do what you can. So we're going to reach up, coming down, clenching the fist. So I am opening my hand when it's up, clenching my fist, coming down, reaching up. Now we add the breath. We're going to inhale, coming down, exhale, coming up, inhale, coming down, exhale, coming up. You're doing awesome. Inhale, coming down, exhale, coming up, inhale, coming down, exhale, coming up. We're going to add the affirmation. I like to put the sign back on top of my head. Some people say, what do you want me to do? You want me to say this out loud? And I say, yes, I do. You have power. When you speak, that power goes out into the universe. It's different than when it's in your head. I'm sure you're aware of that, or when you write something else down. So I do want you to say the affirmation out loud. Hopefully you're in a position where you can. You can always say it to yourself, like if you go into the bathroom to practice, I can, right? You're on a break. It's been very stressful as you're working, and you can say, I can. So we're going to inhale, coming down. Exhale, I can. So replace the exhalation with the affirmation. Inhale. Start exhaling. I can. Inhale. I can. Once more. Inhale. I can. Nice job. Now at this point, you might be thinking, this is a little silly. I don't think it really works. Well, you heard that it works for me, although, I was able to quit smoking, maintain a healthy weight. I did remarry. Gave me the confidence to be able to do that, start my own business. I live in Florida. I think it's an awesome life. I'm happy and looking forward to my future. What else fun things do I get to do? And so I'll share the University of Minnesota research study. It was done in 2017, had people from pathways, and they were individuals that had chronic illnesses like cancer, fibromyalgia, arthritis, other different ones. And so they participated in the research. It was a 12-week study. They were given 25 meditative movements. They were to use those 30 to 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And even the people that didn't practice, just learn the technique, because for some of us, or you might be one, that you have a lot of resistance to this. And if you know about change, you actually need to sometimes get ready to even make a change. And so for those of you that are in that position, be very gentle with yourself. Because I did work with someone, and that's what she said, I'm getting ready to be ready to change. And so being around things, listening to them. So if this is really uncomfortable for you, I appreciate you watching and maybe not participating, right? Do what you can. So back to the research study, they found that the technique reduces anxiety, depression, and fatigue, and improves emotional and functional well-being. It's on my website. If you go to meditativemovements.com, you'll see a link there for research. Dr. Virgil Mathewicz, which was the lead, what is he called? Investigator. He has a video there sharing, and then the results as well. I know that the tools that they measured are very well known, like the Beck depression and anxiety or something like that. Doesn't mean anything to me, but it does to people that are in the research field. And that's important because we like to know that it's working for a lot of different people. And the study shows that. So knowing that, yes, it does make a difference, clench your other fist, because I bet you pick the hand that's most dominant. And when we're creating change, you use things that, oh, you do have to use the mind power. Reaching up, only rule is it doesn't hurt. Coming back down, reaching up again, awesome. Coming down, reaching up, perfect. Coming down once more, reaching up, opening that hand. Coming down, clenching. Right, let's do one more because we inhale on the easier part of the movement. Inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale, awesome, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, perfect. Inhale, I can, inhale, I can, inhale, I can, once more, inhale, I can. Awesome. You're working out, focusing on your breath, saying the affirmations because you can. That is the truth. Very connected. So I would like to share some other renditions of the I Can meditative movement. This is the only one with a lot of variations. Like with the I Choose, there's variations, but it is all pretty much the same, meaning that you're bending over, coming up. The modifications would be maybe not as far, maybe just with the arms and the hands. But the I Can has a lot of renditions because I wanted it to be available while I'm speaking at conferences, whether it be that you're doing a workout with me or another instructor, because I do offer facilitator training, and to be able to do it in workshops and feel good about it, stand right so you don't have to wear different clothes. So I'm going to move back so you can see the next I Can meditative movement. And moving this back just a little bit, awesome. So you want to be standing, feet are firmly planted on the ground. You want to feel your feet in your shoes. And you want to be in that dignified position, right? Life wants you to be here. Breathing, standing upright is awesome. You're going to come down just to the side and come back up. And then go to the other side and back up. I like to think that we can get off kilter sometimes with life, right? Can get us off balance. So coming down and back up, down and back up. And you can pretend like you have something right in front of you and right behind. So you stay directly to the side and back up, to the side and back up. So let's do it once more. Pain, nope. We've already had enough pain, right? Stretching is good. Feeling your body is awesome. We're going to add the breath. If you recall, we do that on the easier part of the movement. So going down is easier. Exhale, coming up. Awesome. Inhale, going down. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, going down. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, going down. Exhale, coming up. We're going to add the affirmation. So I can recommend you say it out loud and then listen to yourself. Because your body will tell you if you don't believe that you can. So let's take a deep breath. Inhaling, exhaling, I can. You can balance yourself if you get out of whack, so to speak. Inhale, going down. I can. Let's try it again. Inhale, going down. I can. Once more. Inhale, going down. I can. Awesome job. This is a good example. Put your timer on your phone and practice. You can go as slow as you want. Inhale, going down. I can. And pause here if you want. How does it feel to know that you can do it? You can be in life. Life wants you to be here. Inhale. I can. Awesome. Again, coming back to the present moment. You can do it. It's that awareness, and that's what we're trying to increase. The other, and I'm going to move back just a little bit more, although I am going to see if we can see my legs there. So legs are apart, and I would do this movement before I would go running. Remember I said that it took me a while to get that strong, but it's an inner thigh stretch, so side to side. So just feel that, maybe move your legs further apart, decide where you want to place your hands. You can go lower, right? It's a deeper stretch. Whatever it is that you need, I'll come back up and hold it there. Because you always come back to center. So we'll take a deep breath here, inhaling, exhaling, go side to side. Awesome. Come back to center. Take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling, side to side. So again, why we take this time, you want to make sure that your body feels good so you don't hurt it. You're incorporating the breath so you understand the rhythm. So let's do another one. Take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. I can. Once more, another deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. I can. Perfect. We're going to add the affirmation. Take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. I can. Come back to center. Try another one. Another deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. I can. And I like to make meaning out of it. So for me, I'm kind of going outside my comfort zone. And you are when you go to the side, if you're familiar with your knees not over your feet, so not into position, because I'm really into whatever your body can do and whatever you've been trained to do. So that's the key. This too is you're moving outside maybe your comfort zone, right? Again, a theme that the pandemic is showing us. How can you be with yourself and affirm yourself that you can do it? Life wants you to be here. Take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. I can. Let's do one more. Take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. I can. Nice job. Awesome. Whoops. And that's what I like to do whenever I do a physical workout or even this, anything that is difficult for me to do. It might seem childish, but it's okay. I like hearing, yay, you did it, you did it. That's awesome. So whatever makes you feel good, especially when you're being challenged. I think sometimes we do things and we don't give ourselves the credit that we really deserve, that we've done a good job. It's taken us outside our comfort zone, right? We want to be free. We're outside of our comfort zone and we can do it. And to feel good about that, it's really nurturing us. So let's review what I covered today, knowing that you have a lot of personal power. The first practice that we did was, I have everything I need in this moment, right? Everything I need in this moment. And then you pay attention to, how do I feel? And for me, that feels really good because then I can relax. I'm here in this moment. That's the only time I'm alive. So I'm going to enjoy it. Then we did the focus breathing, right? We were more like a meditation, put our body in an aligned position, in dignity, right? You are important, you matter, and we want to carry ourselves that way. So we place our body in that position, closing your eyes or have them a focal point. Pay attention to your breath. Take a deep breath, inhaling. Blow it out. And we practice our deep deli. See, I'm from the belly. Deep belly breathing like a baby does, and it feels good. You don't want to hyperventilate or get, too deep, but you are practicing, and you do want it deeper because that would be strengthening your lungs, right? And I like it if you've ever read the 4 Agreements. I love, there's a passage there that talks about every time you breathe, inhaling, you're inhaling love. and exhaling. And I think that is awesome. So whatever imagery you want it's a gift, it's life, right? Exhaling. And so you practice your breathing, and then what we did for the mantra affirmation, core value affirmation, was I can. Simply that, so that the mind can just relax and know that it can cope. Back to the mind can't think about the past or the future and be really satisfied. Planning is good, but not when you ruminate about the past or are worried about the future. So there's a huge difference. Mind knows it too. It likes to actually plan. It likes to kind of know what's coming. So those were the two we did. Set those timers on your phone. There's a lot of good things that the phone allows us to do. And then the movements that we did, right? We began by, we move even if you're in a wheelchair. If somebody's pushing you or moving or you're doing it on your own, you can say, I can. And I do this with my bike. I love riding my bike. And I've had some experiences when I was little that caused me to actually be afraid of going out of the house. I think it was because when I had to go to kindergarten, I must have been like 4, and I was supposed to walk like 6 blocks all by myself. And I was afraid to do that. So sometimes going out of the house isn't that comfortable. And then riding my bike, some of the boys in my class would take the bike. I remember getting into the pit. Somehow they were doing something at school and some boy took my bike. And it was weird because then somebody says, oh, they must really like you. And it's like, I don't like being treated that way with somebody that really likes me. So confusing, right? For a little person to try to understand what's this thing called love, how people are treating me. And that's what I did. I took it upon myself that if you were mean to me, I must have thought I deserved it. And I didn't. None of us do. So it's important to use the I can whenever you're doing an activity that you're really want to do, right? It's not about pushing yourself into things that you don't want to do really deep down. When you commit to something, then when you say I can is very helpful. And hopefully you're an adult and you can have the wisdom to understand when you're forcing yourself to do it versus that life wants you to do it, you're growing and expanding. So using the I can in any type of movement, whenever your mind starts going, that's an opportunity for you to bring yourself totally back to the present. You want to feel safe, right? The whole thing is physically you're doing okay. Then the other movement was with the hands, right? And I'm going to leave that because there's a fun one that I want us to finish with. I hope you've been practicing along with me. The next one was when we went down to the side and back up, side and back up, because sometimes life gets us off kilter and we can always come back to the present moment. So we inhale going down, exhale, I can. Inhale going down, exhale, I can. So you can do it seated too. And this one probably would be a little more difficult because we were moving the inner thighs, moving the feet, but that was I can. So we stayed centered, which you can always do, inhaling, exhaling, I can. You're supposed to be moving your feet. I like it when I teach class. I had a blind person in class, and so it made me really be able to talk more about how you do the movement because, you know, I couldn't just do it and she could see me. So whatever your physical ability is, you can practice the movement, and I bet you'll be creative. Only rule is not to hurt yourself. So I hope I gave you some things that you can do. You can do them at home, you can do them wherever you are. And I want to finish because I do know that we are free. We probably have some past conditioning. I still have things that I'm working on, which I assume you are too. And I want us to know that we can do this together. So you'll have both fists clenched. You want to feel it. When you hold tension, and you can say, it's kind of like you're saying, I can't, right? Hold it. Life wants you to flow. We're going to reach up as high as possibly can. We open our hands and then we come back down. Both hands, right? Coming up, coming up, coming up. and back down. Try it again. Reach up, 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 up. Awesome. Coming back down once more. Reach up, 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 up. And we're going to inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Try it again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to change the affirmation to we can. Inhale. Exhaling. We can. We're in this together. Inhale. We can. Inhale. We can. Inhale. We can. We can do it. Again, we're in this together. And I need glasses. So I really hope that you know that you can do it. Life wants you to be here. I want you to be here. And hopefully we'll be able to connect. This is the first of the 3-part series. And we'll be practicing probably the I am safe for sure. And that's on my website as well if you want to get a jump on it. And maybe like I choose as well. Have a good day. This is Ellie Peterson. Thank you for joining me.